Welcome back to the Scouting the Cities podcast. It's episode 11. We are back after a 1-week hiatus where I did not post. I'm sorry. And I didn't tell anybody that I didn't post because I was embarrassed and sad that I missed a week. But you know what? We're back here with episode 11. It's Kyros, King Kyros, as a music guy. And he also has 2 startups going, which are really cool, TouchLink and Moonman Entertainment. We talk about all 3 of those topics during this episode. It was a great conversation with a guy I consider a friend, Kyros. I met here at the University of St. Thomas through my friends Nick and Cy. And we ended up making a music video for Kyros, his song Tongue Tied, which if you clicked on the link tree to tune into this episode, you see it at the bottom of the link tree. Sadly, it's moved its way to the bottom as it was a few months ago now. Doing that music video was a wild experience with Nick and Cy. It took a long time for us to get it done because it was our first time making a music video, but we wanted to push ourselves and do something new. Fun fact, this studio that I'm sitting in right now, that me and Kyros were just sitting in, is where we filmed the music video. We have the green screen behind the camera. We had a black curtain right here, and then there's lights up here, like, big studio lights, and we pointed down and made it into a circle for like a spotlight shot that you see in the music video. Literally every shot is in there. There's an audio booth to my left, your right, I guess, that has like the little square that we shoot through, and it was really fun. But while all those shots were in here, the first day of filming, we actually filmed outside right after a snowstorm here in Minnesota. It was probably, I guess that was February or March. I don't know. I could name literally any date within the last 3 months or 4 months or six months, I guess now. Oh my God, it's July. And you could say snow, besides June, because I'm pretty sure it snowed in May too. But anyway, it was a big snowstorm, and it was freezing cold. We shot outside down by the Mississippi River near St. Thomas's campus. And I just remember being freezing. It was like 2 hours, and Kyros was doing like these costume changes for different shots. We had a shot where like he was on the big rock, a big rock like overlooking the Mississippi River, and we had him in different positions, and he changed into like 5 different outfits in the freezing cold. And of course, like he's changing into outfits like not huge jackets, so like he's freezing, and I'm the one complaining about this day right now, right? I remember like taking a shot to where I was on my knee recording the whole song, and my knee just like started shivering like I've never felt before. It was a brutal day, and then we go the next day and shooting here, and it's all rainbow vibes when the day before it was all in snow, so it's all white. So we decided it doesn't really make sense to flip between these two. So we scrapped everything we shot outside. So all that cold was for naught. But yeah, that's how I met Kyros. That music video you should check out as well. But Kyros has just been a grinder throughout his whole life, I guess. And everything I had heard about him before I met him, it was like he's just doing so many different things. He just here at St. Thomas on his own. And now he started these 2 new companies that you'll hear about. And then doing his music. That's what I originally thought we were going to talk about, but we really didn't too much. We did, but it wasn't the main point because he has so many interesting things going on, which is what I love about this podcast. I get to hear about the interesting things people are doing, and I hope that's why you enjoy it as well. So I'll stop talking now. It's Scouting the Cities, episode 11 with Kyros. Enjoy. All right. King Kyros by day, right? Or no, King Kyros by night.
Yeah.
Or on all the music apps, and then Kyros by day.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how you say it.
Very easy to remember.
Yes. So Kyros, you make music, you're running startups. Why don't you just like give us a rundown on what your days are like these days?
Yeah. Like I was saying before, day starts at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I get outside, I jump rope, and then I get inside, I hit the heavy bag for like 10 minutes, and then I work out. And usually that takes me about an hour, and then I have my breakfast, and then usually when I eat my breakfast, I try to make sure I'm not on my phone or anything like that, because I really want to de-stimulate my brain so that the next thing is always going to be the most exciting thing.
Yeah.
So have my breakfast, and then I start checking my email and start getting the day going.
Yeah. So what are you checking your email for? You got 2 startups going.
Yeah.
What are they called? What do they do?
So one is called Moonman Marketing. That's a digital marketing agency. We help people with content creation, with social media management, with like event promotion, and literally everything under the sun. We're young and we're a very new company, so we just take whatever jobs we can get. Right now, the majority of our clients are lawyers, but we're expanding to different industries. So that's Moonman Marketing, and then there's TouchLink, which is my music tech company, which I'm pretty excited about. We're working on something innovative and first to market, but it's crunch time because I'm part of a business accelerator program, and we have deadlines that we have to meet like every week, and we have to get things together, and hopefully we'll be ready for investors by the end of this month, early August. So just trying to make sure I get everything ready and squeaky clean so I can really show people the value in it.
Yeah, that's really exciting. How did you get into like the accelerator program, which is St. Thomas ran?
Well, it's not. St. Thomas is one of its backers and I think they funded it at some point, but they don't anymore. So it's just associated. I was a part of, so this program, it's run by a company called Generator. And last January in J-term, so January 2023, I was just looking for, like, I was looking through the Schultz School of Entrepreneurship website, and they had this tab that said, like, oh, apply for this business accelerator. I was like a week and a half past the deadline, but I'm like, you know what the heck? So I just emailed the lady in charge. I said, hey, like, I'm going to apply for this. I'm going to apply late. I just emailed her my application, and she let me in. And that program was called G Alpha. And then the continuation, so G Alpha had a cohort of, I believe it was 10 companies. And then the continuation was called G Beta. And G Beta has a cohort of 5. And I applied for that, and I got in because I was super excited as well, because G Beta it's not that G Alpha wasn't the real deal, but G Beta is like a lot more intensive. It's a step up. So I applied for that. I think in early May. I went through the interview process, and I made it in, and I'm one of 5 cohorts. All of them are St. Thomas graduates, all the founders.
Yeah. And so you just graduated from St. Thomas as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So and then are you running this particular startup with other people as well?
It's just me right now, but I have a lot of friends who are specialized in a lot of different things. So whenever I need help that I don't want to outsource for a lot of money, I just ask one of my friends who's familiar with the space, and they usually help me out. So I've been able to do a lot as a solo founder, and we'll see how long that can go, because eventually I want to build a very strong, reliable team around the company, like, as we expand.
And so, like, what are like the goals of the company? Like, what do you guys do on a daily basis, or I guess once you finish up by the end of the month, you said?
Yeah. I'll start by saying what the company is and what we do, just to kind of fill in the blanks for anybody wondering. The company is called TouchLink, and we create solutions for independent artists. So the main product we're working on right now is called the TouchLink Tag. I actually have one in my pocket. I'll show you in a second. It's called the TouchLink Tag, and the problem we're trying to solve is that independent artists do not have many ways to get paid for their actual music. Like, you have streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music, which are really good for accessibility. Like, if your song is on one of those platforms, almost anybody will be able to hear it. But the payout is super low.
Yeah, it's like 0.07 cents, right?
It's even less than that. It's less than that. It's about $1 for every 300 to 400 streams. And to put that into perspective, I had a song on streaming services, Rap Psycho. It broke 10K streams, and when I looked at how much I was owed by my distributor, it was about $40. You know, so not very lucrative. So that's one way that an artist can profit off of their music. The other way is through CDs and vinyl records, which are really cool, but they're becoming more and more archaic. Like, ask one of two people, and only like probably less than half of them are actually gonna have CD players or vinyl players that they can access that kind of music with. So I wanted to bridge the gap. So I created. Let's see if I have it. Do I have a prototype in my pocket right now? I'm about to find out. So I created this.
Gotta keep it on you, man.
There it is. So TouchLink tag. Do you have your phone on you? I'll show you how it works.
I do not. Or here.
Yeah.
We're doing like a Shark Tank.
I guess so.
Here.
So basically, yeah. So just point it towards me the other way, and it should in a second prompt a link. Did it prompt a link?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tap it. It's that video we were working on. Tongue tie.
No way.
No, for real. So the point of these is that these are meant to hold singles and albums from artists, and we're working on our own web app and our own mobile application, so that instead of directing it to YouTube, because this is just a prototype. Prototype is directing to YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music. Instead of directing to YouTube, it's going to direct to our platform, and then artists will be able to sell these at their shows as merchandise and as music. So let's say that I wanted to drop a single next week, I'd sell my single on these at my next show for probably like $10 or something like that. People are meant to collect them. It's supposed to be a fun way to support your favorite artist, and these are also going to be really cool. Like any artist that orders these from us will be able to fully customize it. Yeah. And our revenue model is pretty simple. You buy these. Average order is 150. Average order is 50. And that costs about $150, which averages to like $3 a tag. And then artists can turn around and sell these for as much as they want. Yeah. And then they just have to pay a yearly hosting fee so that we can keep the music online.
Oh wow, that's unbelievable. I mean, that's so smart. So and then artists are going to be able to like put their own designs.
Hold it, play with it. Yeah. So if your artist has a logo or if they have album art or anything, we'll put it on there.
And it's super light too. Like easy, like put it on a keychain kind of thing, or like.
Yeah. I used to wear it around my neck a lot, but it made it a little harder to do people's demonstrations. I just kept it in my pocket. But this is the second iteration of it. We're trying to get to the third and fourth prototyping stages before we push these to market. But since I'm in an accelerator, we're moving really fast. So third and fourth prototypes are probably going to be out by next week.
Yeah. So have you been selling them now?
Yes, I have been.
And like so
low. Yeah, I've been selling them. I've been selling them low key. And how it works is that I either have people DM me their music on Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube, and I just code it all up into these tags, and I give them the order. So we're not fully customizing them yet for people. They all look pretty standard, but that's gonna change in the next couple of weeks because we made a little bit of a breakthrough, and now we're
that's unbelievable. So how did you come up with this idea? Just because making music yourself, right?
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I had a project that I released last year. It was called Summer Orange, and the cover of it was a sun, and I built a 3D model of a sun like on a web painter or something like that, and I like pasted it as a cover, and I thought, you know what, it'd be so cool if I sold little trinkets of these and sold them to people as collectibles for this project. And I said, wait a minute, why can't I just have music on the trinkets? How would that work? So then researched the technology, figured out, okay, what's the best way to get something connecting to a phone and prompting a link. Found all that out, and then after that, it was a go, and it worked perfectly because I was taking a technology and prototyping class at St. Thomas, and we were learning how to do 3D modeling. We were learning how to 3D print, and everything just came together just in time for G Alpha.
Yeah, so January. You could apply. Yeah, so it's just like perfect storm, right?
Entrepreneurship, like my whole journey in entrepreneurship was just right time, right place kind of things where I'd be stupid to not jump at that opportunity.
That's crazy how, and that's so like something you wouldn't even think of. It's so smart, like yeah, you're a smart guy. Right?
I mean,
yes, Kyros, everybody.
It's something. It's something.
That's gonna be so cool, and I can see tons of artists using that, like, because you're right, like CDs and vinyls are going out, like they're like obviously big artists print them, right, and or sell them.
Yeah.
And but
Say
I feel
Taylor
like,
Swift, biggest example. She sold so many vinyl records. Oh my gosh, for people who didn't even have vinyl players. People were buying vinyl players
just to like
play
hanging
her
on the
record.
wall
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. It was insane.
Yeah.
So you were saying
No,
CDs,
yeah.
Taylor
And
Swift,
so like that's like the same sort of thing, like a collector's item, right? Especially if you can get designs on there too. Like I can see that really taking off.
And it's good for the artist because instead of having to hustle CDs like they did back in the old days, they can sell these. And there are different, like, if you hit certain milestones with how many of these you sell, you're going to be making like a significant profit. I'm talking like multiple thousands of dollars a week if you market them right and you get them together right. So we're also trying to help artists build themselves as a brand, get better connected with their fan base. Just a lot of the things that an artist knows they should do, but don't necessarily know exactly how to get to that step.
Yeah. And so is the site you're creating going to be sort of like Linktree as well, like kind of thing?
Yeah, we're playing with the social aspect as well as the linking aspect, because the thing about a social network or something that's supposed to help artists get more well known, it benefits the more users it gets. And if we're going to be giving these out to artists to sell to fans, that's exponential growth. That's exponential users. So why not take advantage of everybody who could potentially be using this and be directed to this web app? So yeah, we're gonna play with that. We're gonna play with the social media, social network features as well. Maybe artists will be able to collaborate. Maybe there'll be certain solutions. It's a lot of potential, which can be a little bit of a problem because sometimes I get analysis paralysis where there's so many things to consider that I'm like, what do I choose? What do I do? But the solution to that is right now we're trying a little bit of everything, crossing out what doesn't work, checking what works, and trying to move in a solid direction.
Well, right now you're kind of still in like early stages. Well, you said you started in January?
Yes.
Wow. So like,
the concept actually came about and started writing down a business plan in January. Obviously, I wasn't working on it too much during the school year because I was just doing a lot. I was busy. Now that I think about it, I had to like take a step back for a second. Yeah,
like,
so,
look back, like, damn.
I was kind of busy, but now this summer I'm doing this full time and it is my goal to be able to do this full time after the summer as well.
Yeah.
Like imagine being able to take on my own salary and continue to work on my passion project as well as my marketing company. It's a different route to the same end goal that everybody's trying to reach.
That's awesome. And and then is this like product like patented and everything? Have they like helped?
So working on it. The process is complicated as a lot of serious things are. We're working on it enough where I'm confident that I'll be able to get it, like at least get some things down before it becomes an issue. But it's also the fact that I thought of this idea and I did it, you know. So if someone else thinks of that, or someone else sees this idea and does it, then it's going to be a race, you know. So that's why I'm really trying to focus on the important things, focus on branding, focus on getting a base, and focus on making sure my paper trail is good so that when the copycat does eventually come,
well, it's going to come no matter what, right?
Yeah.
At least you hope, kind of.
That's a sign that it's a good idea, you know. But when the copycat does come, it's not going to be anything to really worry about.
You're a step ahead.
Yeah.
So then so then how has that worked with running this marketing company as well? What was the name again?
Moonman Marketing. I literally gave out the last business card I had in my wallet. I'm gonna restock when I get back to the crib. But Moonman Marketing.
So how has it been balancing those two as well as I guess just making music on the side now too?
It's interesting. It's when you're working on two startups in parallel, you take ideas from one, bring it to the other, and vice versa. Like with Moonman Marketing, I was doing a lot of the web dev, and I realized I found the very like simple, solid way to do it. And I'm just going to turn that around and do that for the TouchLink website. And for TouchLink, I putting together the pitch deck and proposing it to other people and just explaining how it works. I've been taking elements of my pitch from there and bringing it to Moonman to get more customers. So it's cool. It's also a little. I realize that it's a little hard to explain to some people because I have to really like specify what business I'm talking about, because if I say my startup, it's one of two options. But it's also a lot of work. Moonman, I'm co-founding it with my friend Joe, basically my brother Joe, and that one it's a little more delegation and communicating with him, like what gets done. While with TouchLink, it's
all on you.
Yeah, it's just me in my head, like solving problems to myself, taking notes down, making sure. So I put more time into TouchLink just because it's a little more dependent on my focus. Where Moonman, I still put in hours, just not as much. So I'd say the split is like 20, 30 or something like that in terms of hours a week I put into these businesses. So
so a lot of time.
And
getting good sleep too, I hope.
I am for the most part. Again, that 5 a.m. grind is hard if you're not well rested. Like I was in Japan like last week, and that I've been telling people that whole experience felt like one long day separated by naps. Because I wasn't sleeping that much at all. I was only sleeping when I could, and I feel like that really conditioned me for getting back into this grind set. Because when I was over there, I was still working. Like I wasn't slowing down. I was just taking meetings at 11 p.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m. Japan time, while because I had to make sure when you work on a startup, you can't just push the pause button. Like, things have to keep moving, and you have to still keep in contact with people and all that. But all that to say, I've been getting good sleep, at least for me.
Enough to keep you working. So, and then I guess, why still wake up at 5 a.m? Like, why keep that grind going?
If you lose momentum, it's really hard to get it back again. It is really hard to get it back again. You ever hear people going to the gym, like they all fired up, they're going for the first couple months, it's fine, they miss one day, and then all of a sudden they done? It's because they lost momentum. So keeping a steady workflow, like instilling it into your consciousness is just really good. It's the same thing with TikTok or Instagram Reels, where if you condition yourself to just watch those a lot, watch them for hours at a time, that's what your brain's going to be comfortable doing. Where it's also the same for working. You got to condition your brain to be comfortable with working, getting things done, and being okay with little stimulation, Like you got to be okay doing the boring stuff, because boring is relative. It only is boring when you're doing something more fun or more stimulating. Like,
and boring builds up to more fun, right?
Exactly.
Like all these like projects, like the stuff I do, right? Like this podcast, editing it. Sometimes I'm like, damn, this sucks. But then it's like, well, at least I'm talking to Kyros. Like other people are gonna hear about these cool like ideas you're working on, and like this awesome business that is really smart. By the way, like this is like I did not realize how innovative you are, Kyros.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, and then like all that boring, like it builds up to the good stuff, right? Like eventually you're gonna be able to, do whatever you other guys are gonna be working for you. They're gonna be doing the boring stuff.
Yeah, and even if everything crashes and burns, I still have the experience and I can still do it again, but better.
Yeah, at least you tried too, right? Like that's always the mindset to have.
Regrets, oh my gosh. Like my biggest fear about getting older is the regrets that I will have, because everybody has them, It's just up to having less than the average person would have.
Yeah, making the regrets a little bit smaller. No, I know what you mean. Like that is terrifying to like if you have an idea, you got to really like go for it, because it's now or never.
Exactly.
Right? And like I remember thinking when I was just like a few years ago being like, man, I'm getting older. Like time's pushing. Like we're young. Like it's like this is the time you kill yourself. Like metaphorically, like put all the work on and grind.
Yeah.
So you went to Japan.
Yeah.
How was Japan? Good.
It was so fantastic. Oh my gosh. It was just different than anything I've experienced before culturally. Like my parents are from Sierra Leone. I've been over there a few times. Like I love it over there. I want to live there when I'm older. But Japan was also just a crazy experience. Even to the way that people interact with you, it's just different. The streets are so clean. No litter. It's a major city. Like Tokyo is a major city. You won't see any litter unless if you really try to find it.
That's crazy.
I don't see any homelessness in the major cities. The food is so fresh. It's so good. It's so light and fresh and good that when you eat it, you don't feel it in your stomach, and it just passes through well. It was to the point where when I got back to the States, the first meal I ate was a McDonald's double quarter pounder.
Of course,
bro. That knocked me out. Like I felt all with each bite. I felt my energy draining, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to eat food in here anymore. I gotta start ordering my food from Japan or something because the food is really good. And Tokyo, the city, it felt like the vibe felt exactly like the movies, you know. I don't know if you've ever seen the movies where it's like the text Tokyo and then it's just super busy, people moving around, like super lit, like all these lights going around, a whole bunch of cartoon advertisements.
That's how it is.
That's Tokyo. Yeah, and it's full of life. It's bustling, but everybody is always moving on a mission. You don't really see anybody wandering. Yeah. Like everybody gets to things on time because the train is always on time, and if you miss the train, then you're gonna be late. You know, everybody walks on the left side of the street, and if you want to pass, you go to the right side, walk really quickly, and then go around. It's very formulaic, which is something that you don't really see in the United States. The United States is a very controlled chaos. Wow,
for sure.
Tokyo and Japan as a whole, I see as controlled, you know, and not as chaotic. Yeah. So but I was only there for 10 days. 10 days isn't enough. I got to go back. Yeah. I got to explore more.
I'm sure like you never really got used to the jet lag or anything either. Like you were saying, well, and you had the meetings to go through.
Yeah. So it'd be cool to go over there and then really just relax for a while. But we got there on just a very nice travel package, flights, hotels, and breakfast. So I was living it up. I was staying in very nice hotels. Advantage of it. So it was, it was good. I'm gonna go back as soon as possible. Yeah,
it's funny whenever someone like talks about going to a different country, it's always like how the food is so much healthier. Why can't we have healthy food?
I mean, we have like the stereotype is the United States eat trash, and in some ways it's true, in some ways it's not, but in some ways it's true, and that was a very come to Jesus moment.
Come to Jesus moment. So all right, so you're working on music as well on the side, I guess. Like, balancing all this has got to be tough. Yeah, is doing the music now like your relaxation?
Yeah, it's my release. Today, I told you before, I took some meetings today. I got some work done, and I was not feeling super good. So I was just like, I'm just gonna record some music instead. I get probably 4 or 5 original beats sent to me almost every day, which they just pile up. So I either make one of my producers' day by just taking what they sent me, flipping it 20 minutes later and sending it back, or I just look through the archive and find something that's jumped out at me that I haven't like realized the potential of before. Yeah. And that's how it is with every beat. I feel like if I stopped getting beats sent to me just as a whole and I went through the whole back catalog of everything, I'd eventually be able to record on everything.
How would you describe your music to someone who like hasn't listened to you?
It's tough because my music just goes in phases. It's really reflective of my subconscious. I'd say it's I'd say a lot of it is about love, like love of people, love of things, love of like a mood I have. Dislove, that's not a word, but I'm using it. Dislove of myself. I'm like struggling with that. Or self-love and self-love and expressing that. So I'd say at the end of the day, it's all about love. Right now, this summer I'm in the pop phase where I've been listening to a lot of pop radio hit music, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna take my hand at doing my own spin on pop music and what I think it could and should sound like. So that's what I've been doing for now. But I have like disco projects I'm envisioning. I have like EDM projects I'm envisioning. I have trap. I even make country music every now and then. Just,
why not? You know?
Yeah, like why? Like, there's some appeal to it. I'll admit it took me a long time to realize that, but there is some appeal to it.
Well, and country music now is all like, it can be anything.
It can be anything,
really.
as long as it has that like very
that
core
twang.
instrumentation and that old twang.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
that
saying?
southern.
Yeah. I don't even my country persona is Country Kai.
Country Kai,
I gotta
awesome.
get back on. Oh
Yeah.
no, it's Country K. It's
Country
Country
K?
K. I gotta get back on some Country K.
Some Country K.
Some
here
Country K.
Hey, it's the summer, man. You got to. that's you know what everyone's playing, right?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That and some pop music as well. So, I guess, when did you start making music, and how has that like path been for you?
Yeah. I started playing around with the idea of recording my own music. Maybe when I was 16 or 17, but it was nothing serious. I'd go to my friend's house and I'd sleep over, and we'd use Audacity, and we just record something and then just put it over a beat. And then if the mix sounded bad, we'd look up tutorials on how to get things to sound better. But that was so sporadic, and honestly, it was really just hey, I did this thing, and then a month later, hey, I did this other thing. I started off by making beats with friends, and then I really started getting into the actual like recording by myself beginning of 2022.
So pretty recent.
So it's been about a year and a half of me recording and making songs, and I always had it, you know, and I always wish I started sooner, because I know I'd be so much more, my sound would be so much more refined. Like if I started sooner, if I actually did start taking it seriously when I was 16 or whatever. But it took one of my homeboys coming over and like bringing his laptop, showing how he records on Logic. He showed his preset chain. He did all that, and we just used the mic I had, and we recorded some songs. And I was thinking, this only took us like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And like this only took us 15 minutes, and we just did that, and it sounds cool to me. So the day after, I bought Logic. I bought my autotune pack, and I just started learning how to make and learning how to record. And some of my early work still stands, you know, like some of the work I did a year and a half ago. I still listen to it, and I'm thinking, I was really on something. Yeah. So again, that shows that it was there. Like the talent and the ability is there. It's just about refining it and pointing it in a direction.
Yeah, where do you hope to go with it from here? Like doing shows, putting out, you know, full albums?
Yeah, I'm still thinking about how I'm gonna do shows. Like at least for this summer, all of my music can be played live with a live band. So I've been experimenting with a live band, like trying to find consistent practice times, just trying to make sure that we can get everything together. Excuse me, and hopefully by mid to end of August, we'll be able to just start doing gigs. Like I hope to play at St. Thomas a couple times just to test the waters. As far as projects, I'm limiting myself to 7-song EPs. Just because I feel like that's a good length to express what I'm thinking, but without trying to make it a full album or a full project. And I'm just gonna be releasing them sporadically. I have 2 planned for this summer, and just depending on like what my output is, like how I'm feeling, where I am in my life, I'll just be releasing them. But as for like my future hopes and my future plans with my music, I'm not really like shooting for the stars right now. It's blowing up in music. I have my opinions about it, but blowing up in music and pursuing music full time, it's a very tricky lane to be a part of, because it is literally just grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding, and then eventually something will happen where you can capitalize on a big opportunity, and maybe something will happen. It's about being prepared and being ready. And at this point, like the level I'm at right now, where I freestyle songs. It takes me about 20 minutes to put together like a pretty decent demo. I feel like I'm at a point where I'm not necessarily focusing on getting better. I'm just focusing on having fun, expressing myself. And if someone hears what I have and they say you are really something, and they're able to connect me to the right person, I will jump on that opportunity, of course. But my sights aren't set on making it as a big time musician yet. Like, that's people who make it in music are chosen, and you make it better if you're more prepared. The more prepared you are.
Yeah. Well, and music is a lot of ifs always. Like, even if you blow up on, TikTok now, it doesn't matter. It's like the people are going to forget about you in a week.
I know so many people who've blown up on TikTok and who are back to the grind a month later,
Well, you can't stop. You literally cannot stop. Yeah. Like do you remember that the Marlboro Nights was like one of the first like huge TikTok songs? Where's that guy?
Marlboro. How does that even go again?
I don't want to go to school tomorrow. I could stay up thinking about you.
Yeah. Oh my god.
They just released like a Midwest.
Yeah.
He just did like a remix on that song.
Oh really?
It's not good. I'm not gonna lie. I like Midwest.
Yeah.
Did not like that song.
Damn, they were trying to revitalize it.
Yeah, they were trying to revitalize. He was trying to get his career back. But yeah, no, it's a lot of ifs at all times. And like, you can have all the talent in the world. It doesn't mean you're gonna make it, because it's just so random.
It is. But to aspiring artists who are watching or listening to this, just refine your sound. Make it objectively good. And when I say objectively good, it means make your music so that it sounds good to like non-music heads, and that it sounds good to music heads, where you can always improve, you can always get better, and you can always refine the sound. Some people are born more talented musically than others, and some people have to climb the ladder a little faster, or climb the ladder a little harder, or whatever, But just get prepared and take advantage of opportunities. And at any show could be the show that an A&R is looking around for talent and decides, hey, like, I'm gonna take a chance on this person, or we're gonna talk, or we're gonna sign. But yeah, as of right now, I'm making music for fun. It's a very, very good creative outlet. Very good emotional outlet as well. Sometimes I listen back to a song and was like, whoa, was I really feeling that? Oh, man. You know what I mean?
Man, I was sad that night.
Yeah. But right now it's for fun. And my friends stay asking me, like, when's the next thing dropping? Or when's the next project? Like, I've had friends tell me, like, hey, like, I want to talk to you as a fan. I'm not necessarily as your friend. Like, when's that next song you promised me a few months ago? When's that coming out? Because... the kind of music I make, when people resonate with it, or when people absorb the content, they're hungry for more. Yeah. So which is pretty cool, I think.
I mean, so I'll say this: we made a music video together. Me, Nick Reichert, and Sai. We all made a music video for Kyros. That's how we know each other. But
Tongue Tied. It's on
Tongue-Tied,
YouTube.
it's
Look
on
it up.
It's on the link tree that you clicked on to get to this podcast, hopefully. But yeah, and like the music's just fun, right? Like it's clear that you're having fun with it, and I think that's very evident and awesome, right? And that's why people enjoy it. So you have all this stuff going on, and through college, you've told me like you had other companies as well that you're running, or like side hustles, I guess you could call them. Why do you have this like grind mindset, like to just keep going and keep doing new things, and then like starting new businesses and just trying to climb up the ladder?
Yeah, I'm an observer. Like I'm a big people watcher at parties too. Like I'll be perfectly satisfied with the drink in my hand and just like looking at the crowd, or kind of like trying to say, what's your life story? What's your life story? What's your life story? And I want to create independent wealth, and I want to be a first generation millionaire. I mean, that'd set my family up so well. Firstborn in the States, you know, that's kind of the small goal in the back of their head, you know. And I also want to inspire people to just live. Yeah, I want to inspire people to live with a balance of how they want to, but also live with the ability to see what they could be. You know, like I want to bring out potential in people, and the most efficient and the best way to do that is to have a success story that people look at. That's what gets their attention, and then teach them how to do it themselves, or teach them how to realize their talent in themselves. Yeah. And the world, I guess I'm going to sound cliche saying this, but the world is changing. Like in the past, like even 6 months, the world has changed a lot from what it was before. And I'm starting to see that, and I'm starting to realize that if I want to be, this is the best opportunity. Like this is the best opportunity in the past couple hundred years, you know, that someone our age has to prepare themselves to change the world. However they want. I'm trying to change it for the better. I'm trying to bring wealth back over to Sierra Leone, take it out of the third world status, and elevate it up. Like I'm trying to get my assets in place. I'm trying to invest wisely. I'm trying to do all that. And your 20s are when you have the most energy. Like your 20s are when you have the most ideas, and your brain don't stop developing until you're like your early 30s or something like that. I actually heard relatively recently that your brain has two like creative bursts, you know, where your neurons are just firing and they're constantly absorbing information. Like one of them is when you're like ages 2 and 3, and another is in your early 20s, because that's when us as humans, the two times in our lives where like we become who we're gonna be we become who we're gonna be for the rest of our lives. And I just want to take advantage of that and just make my 30-year-old self very happy at how hard I've been working now.
Yeah, try to set yourself up right.
Yeah.
I mean, so as a first generation American, like how has it been growing up and like learning all these different lessons yourself, and like having the ability to start a company and to even like fathom that?
It feels good. It feels really good, and I feel very lucky. Like the America sucks narrative has been going, it goes around. It has its waves, usually every 4 years or whatever, you know. But you got to remember that in the United States of America, you can literally do whatever you want, and as long as you don't bring that much heat towards you, you'll be able to get away with it. Like in Tokyo, if you get caught littering, or if you get caught like if paper falls out of your pocket or something like that, you could get fined like a decent amount, you know. Like in Sierra Leone, the governmental structure is such where that if the government deems you like as a certain threat or a certain person or whatever, they have like your freedom is basically like well, it's up to them to decide. Over here you can really be whoever or whatever you want to be, and there are always going to be steps to get there. Obviously, there are some people in the United States, their starting line is pushed way further back than other people, and envisioning how to get there is a lot tougher. Mm-hmm. But there is always a way, and that's what I love about this place, and that's a mindset that I guess I've always had, but it's only recently started blossoming, like as I've had like places to compare where I live mm-hmm. to. And yeah, so I'm just trying to live that American dream, sure.
Yeah, right? The American dream.
Yeah.
All right, well, so I'll ask 2 final questions.
Yeah.
Big music guy. What song would you put on the device? What's your favorite song?
My favorite song right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, man, I'm going to say I can't. It's really hard for me to limit it to that. So I'm going to say my favorite song of this month, which is kind of cheating because I'm not going to say the date just in case you had to edit things around.
No, well, it's coming out tomorrow.
Oh,
July
okay.
5th.
Well, bet. Oh, you editing this all tonight?
Well, we got Casey switching in the back, so it's not too much editing.
Oh, that's what. Hey, go work, Casey.
Casey's killing it, of course.
Casey's killing it. Hey, Casey's killing it. Super hot like Casey grilling it. Put the footage on the skillet. Hey, Casey's. Yeah, I'm not going to do all that. But my favorite song of this month, it's July 5th right now. It has to be I think it's either called Hurt Me or I think it's called Hurt Me. Trippie Redd and Tory Lanez released a song. It is so good. Like, I've listened when I find a song that really just resonates with me, and I love the production, I love the vocals, I love all of that. I just find myself listening to it back to back. So that song, I think it's called Hurt Me. So Hurt Me by Trippie Redd and Tory Lanez. That's my favorite song of this month.
I'm the exact same way. There's been a lot of songs like that recently for me that I've just been throwing back on repeat. I'm finding like stuff like from the past. Like I've been listening to Riot by Earl Sweatshirt a lot.
Oh yeah,
that's just a banger. It's just a beautiful song. But yeah, no, like songs you just play on repeat, and it's like at the same time I'm like, damn, I should be listening to new music. But it's like, well,
hey, new music will find you when it finds you.
Yeah, Yeah. Also, I will give a shout out to Curtis Waters' new album, Bad Son. That album I've just been playing on repeat.
Curtis
Waters. You gotta check him out. He okay. You know the song "Stunnin'" that blew up on TikTok? Ice on my neck, that's incoming. I'm a pretty boy, I'm stunning. You know.
Actually, that's a meme song, right?
Yeah, it's kinda now. Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a meme song at first, but yeah. But no, he's from North Carolina, and that's where I'm from. So I have talked to him and stuff, and I've always followed his music. But
what's the album called?
Bad Son. It's really good.
Okay.
It's really, really good. You gotta check it out. But final question.
Yeah.
What is your favorite movie?
Man. Favorite movie.
It's always a tough question.
Man, I used to watch movies like that. And you know what? Into the Spider-Verse. I love that movie. That movie has so much replay value because even just the animation, like you could see a different thing every time.
Yeah.
You know something funny? The new movie that came out, that one's Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, Across the Spider-Verse. See, I hate it when they do all that.
I know.
It's so hard to remember the name. Yeah. Across the Spider-Verse. You know that they played different versions in different theaters?
That was like 5 different versions.
Yeah, I'm like, that's insane, you know? So it even just goes to show that there is so much to consume in those movies that there's no way that you're gonna have the same viewing experience each time. So that
Well, and those movies are so cool. It's like something we've literally never seen before. It's a totally different animation style.
Yeah, even that new Puss in Boots movie, I watched a little bit of it on the plane. That uses the same kind of the same animation style.
Yes, I've talked about this Puss in Boots movie like 3
it's
times on this
actually
podcast.
fire, bro.
Like
it's actually fire.
Such a good movie.
Like, it's not Shrek 2, but it's still actually
it's
fire.
Unreal.
You know?
Yes, and the animation during the fight scenes is crazy.
Yeah.
I know Casey's laughing in the background because we have had long conversations about this Puss in Boots movie.
Yeah.
All right, King Kyros.
Yeah.
Kyros.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. We
Hey,
appreciate
Scout. Thank you so much for having me. I haven't done many podcasts, and it's always good to talk music with somebody because at the end of the day, it's my passion. And hey, if something comes out of it, even if I'm in the front end as the artist or if I'm in the back end as production or songwriting or whatever, I'd love to continue to work in music. And that's why I love the company I'm working with so much, TouchLink, because I get to talk to artists and get to talk to them about their craft and like be able to give them advice and do things. So
yeah, it's awesome. You're doing really cool stuff. That TouchLink is going to be really cool, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But thank you, Kyros, for coming on.
Much appreciated, bro. Much appreciated.
Appreciate it.